it's Area J here when you're travelling business class with Asiana Airlines. Also with them being in Starlines, they have their top tier is Diamond Plus, but you can also Starlines Golds can check in here as well. And then H is for economy, bag drop, etc. So Seoul Airport is so modern, it's bright, it's really, really nice. I'm very surprised. It's a real treat to fly through. So I better rush because, as usual, it's an hour's drive from the city centre of Seoul up to Incheon Airport. So I better go and get it because I'm lucky to get this flight, but I'll fill you in more of the details when I get on board. Now, some of the artwork and stuff there, the real artwork here, it's so soothing, it's very, very nice. And as you'd expect, traveling business class, we get to use the priority lane. So let's go. I did actually have 5 minutes to get into the lounge. I'm going to give you a very quick tour here. I don't like recording here. But if your food options, it's very light and airy. There's a beautiful bar here. Some more food options over here. And I think there's a champagne bar over there. But I think it's a bit early for champagne, don't you? Now, that was a very nice way to spend 10-15 minutes here. So I better get down to gate 255 and see if this flight's heading to Istanbul. So let's go. So here is the 777 that's going to be taking me over to Istanbul. There's lots of Korean Air, but also Asiana. There's an A350, a Delta A350. I've seen the odd A332. But I better go on board here now because as anyone watches these videos knows, I'm always usually the last to get on board. Oh, at gate 255, as you can see, there's a massive queue, but lucky enough, I can bypass and go to the priority boarding for business class. So here's another view of our 777. Now, when we're boarding here, we have the business class and the economy class. Thankfully, I'm in the business class section, so let's go get on board. So it's very quiet here. Welcome aboard Asiana. It's 777 to Istanbul. Very much. This is my seat at the back. A little bit of privacy. I'm not the only vlogger here today. So 6A is my seat. It's going to be a nice way to spend 10 or so hours. So let's get settled. So welcome aboard Asiana's 777-200. I'm going to give you a quick tour here of the cabin. So starting off with the HD screen. They've given you a nice big mattress topper here and quilt. There's quite a lot of room here to put your legs into. This is the dining table. So amenities wise, they're providing you with pair of slippers. There's a little pack here which I'll probably show you later on, bottle of water, and I'm hoping there's going to be some welcome drinks very soon. So it's a little bit old fashioned, but it's still very comfortable. Alright, these are the amenities. You get a little pair of slippers, and in the little amenity bag you get some toothpaste with a toothbrush, eye mask, a comb, some earplugs, and some perfume or aftershave. So the earplugs and the eye mask, they're always a top tip to get a good night's sleep on a plane. So for anyone interested, I'm going to show you the menus here. There's the cuttlefish and shrimp salad. I went for the grilled beef tenderloin. There's a seafood with saffron risotto, or a grilled chicken with garlic soy, healthy nutritious rice, some desserts and cheeses. Midway through the flight there's some little refreshments here. There is also the Korean option, if anyone's interested. And then probably before we arrive there's a snack. There's some vegetables with hummus, beef bourguignon, or roasted halibut, chicken porridge. Not so sure about that now. And then the drinks menu, we have a Palmer Brut Reserve, we have a French Chardonnay, German Riesling, we have an Argentinian Cabernet Franc, American Cabernet Sauvignon, some dessert wines, and port. So it's just after 10:30 and they're starting to serve the lunch, so I wouldn't say I'm starving, but it's not down on demand, it's just whenever it's ready you have it, so let's give it a shot. So the lunch has just been served. We've got the nice seafood salad here, very nicely presented, some garlic bread and some tomato focaccia with some oils, some water, and as anyone knows, I always start with a glass of champagne. I went for the steak that has a red wine jus, some mashed potato, asparagus mixed veg, and I also got a nice little glass of red. All looks very tasty. And then just to finish we have the Basque cheesecake. I'm assuming it's vanilla, but yeah, it's been quite tasty. So after all that nice meal and very little sleep last night, I think I'm going to hit the hay. So I'll show you it all nicely reclined, and lucky above me I got two nice big fluffy pillows, so I think it's time to put this into recline mode. Now, you can get more comfortable than this. Stretched right out. Three nice big fluffy pillows, so it's time to get the eye mask on and the earplugs and get some sleep. So good afternoon from over Tashkent at the moment. I've slept really 7 hours here. I didn't really realise I was that tired, but let me just show you the route here on the movie map. So we took out of Seoul, went over into China, we skirted over Mongolia, names that I wouldn't even try to pronounce, and then we came in the stands over Almaty, currently over Tashkent, and we're probably heading over the Black Sea, well north of Tehran, let's hope. I think we've now 3.5 hours to go, and maybe another hour's sleep, in case anybody asks. I've got a little bit of a blocked nose and a little bit of a sore throat, but yeah, not too bad. Glad I had a bed to sleep us off. So yeah, let's enjoy a little bit more shut-eye and wait the next round of refreshments. Asiana, it's nice. It's old-fashioned. It's an old product, but it's still very, very comfortable for a long flight. If you get a flat bed on a long flight, it's always a winner. Now we have an hour and 42 minutes to run to Istanbul. We are just overhead Baku, or we've just passed Baku. That's Azerbaijan, isn't it? I think we'll come over the Black Sea and then into Istanbul, and now it's time for the second meal service. So this is started with some type of a salad. I'm just waiting on my breads to come, some water, and maybe a nice glass of white. But let's see. And for the main course, I went for the beef bourguignon. It's rather nice. Not sure if we're getting any wine. So we are well into Turkish airspace now, so we'll be landing in just under an hour into Istanbul. So let me tell you how I got this flight. I used my Qatar Avios via BA. Asiana are a partner of Qatar, so I was able to get this flight. I used my Avios to get my flight from Istanbul up to London Heathrow and then on to Belfast using my Barclays Upgrade voucher and Avios. So I've been able to get home quite inexpensively. My partner used Virgin Miles and flew from Seoul to London Heathrow direct with Korean for 30,000 flying club miles and £12. So we've been able to get home saving a lot of money, because some of the airlines were asking huge amounts of money in economy home with the ongoing Middle East situation, which we've just flown well to the north of, thank goodness. So we're landing in under an hour. Asiana Airlines, I would give them a 7 out of 10. Food, just okay. Service, yeah, not too bad. I think it's a low-cost alternative to flying perhaps Korean or some of the more well-established airlines, but a lie flat is always good on a long flight. So, as I say, an hour to land, so let's get to Istanbul and then let's get home. So, yeah, see you on the when I get down. I'll get everybody some nice landing shots in Istanbul and also our arrival at the airport. So, that is Asiana done and dusted. Thank you very much now, bye-bye. Thank you. Welcome to Istanbul. Asiana have very kindly tagged my bags to London Heathrow. So I'm going to go and find BA's contract lounge here, and hopefully there are shower facilities. So join me in the next trip, which is on a BA A320 back to Heathrow. But from now, I'm going to enjoy some Turkish hospitality for 3 hours before I head back up to Ireland. So like, subscribe, and see you on the last of this Avios fueled adventure from, I don't know where we started, but we'll see you on the next one.